Okay.
All right. Camera fixed just in the nick of time.
Yeah, my camera is I use my phone and the phone is
Yeah.
blocking the view of the button to go live. And that's weird, I guess.
Oh. All right, Nayla, I'm like, school is in session, and I'm going to be learning about skills today, I feel.
You're going to learn about skills. I think you know already a lot about skills because
I forgot everything.
you forgot everything.
Forgot
Okay.
everything. Here to relearn.
Okay. So yeah, I mean let's talk about skills actually. And I think we mentioned in the title it's Claude Code Skills, but maybe disclaimer, this is true for all the agentic coding tools out there. I think everyone can work now with the skill MD. And it's basically giving your coding agent more context on specific things, how to behave. And it's all bundled into an MD file, and it can be different type of skills, right? So there is in Claude, the Anthropic, they have a official repo with a lot of different skills. For example, there is a front end skill in there, and if you install the front end skill or if you give Claude access to that MD, it will always be automatically enabled. And when you prompt it to do a front end, it hopefully takes a front end skill and starts building a front end with more information in that markdown file. I think, yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's my explanation. Do you have something to add there?
Nope, because I'm in school today. Well, that was perfect. I mean, it is
You
at the end of the day, it is a markdown file that that helps steer your agent in a specific direction. Or basically, it's a skill. It's a markdown file that describes how to do something in a specific way.
Yes.
And you mentioned the front end design skill, so I pulled it up and confirmed
Wait,
that it is just
we have to
skill.md.
bring your
Oh,
yeah. Now we have your screen because you were
okay.
saying you brought it up, so people might want to see it. So yeah, that's a front end skill.
Well, yeah. I don't know if
Do
I've used this so much. I don't know if I've ever read it, which I really should have.
I also like I think before like last week I read it for the first time and I was like, ah, okay, that makes sense. Like it's it's simpler than thought, but like yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and what I thought was interesting, like I used this skill specifically because I got tired of all the designs looking the same in things that I was prototyping. And they have a line in here that's like, never use generic AI generated aesthetics like overused font families, Inter, Roboto, Arial, and system fonts, cliched color schemes, particular purple gradients on white backgrounds. That's yeah,
And I think it also says something like it should focus on one design element. Like I don't know what are the differences, like brutal like design styles, and then stick
yes,
to it and like
yeah,
do
yeah,
it the full time. And I feel the front end design skill really makes better front ends if you use it.
yeah.
Have you any other skill that you regularly use?
Yes, I use the agent browser skill quite a bit. So this is Vercel put out. It's like Playwright, so it's a headless browser, um, but it consumes far fewer tokens and um, than Playwright. So it's kind of optimized for an agent to be able to use a browser. It works well over the CDP, Chrome Developer Protocol, Chrome Development Protocol. I forgot Chromium. I don't know, but it's easy for the agent to interact with what's going on in a web browser, take screenshots, scroll around, click buttons, analyze page contents, things like that. I wrote some slides recently, and I used the slide dev skill for that, which was quite helpful. Um, I've used a lot of different skills, I think. None other are coming to mind right now, but they're useful. They really do. Like it skips the whole bit where you kind of have to teach it something, or like clone the repo and say go into the repo and check it out. Like it's helpful.
I mean, you already had the front end skill, and that's part of the official Anthropic GitHub repo where you have more skills. But I imagine the Vercel one is not in there. So where do you normally look for skills? Do you have a place how you find them?
Yeah, so there's a fine. I mean, this one is kind of dubious security, but there's the fine skills skill.
Oh,
um,
really? Is it in
there's
the?
a
Is it? I haven't seen that one. Is it on the? Is it on the official one as well?
skills skill. Yeah, because it's here, we'll look it up. Yeah, fine skill. So you can always do npx skills add, um, and then one of the that's managed by Vercel in general. Then one of those skills that you can add is the find skills skill, and you can. That's how I found the slide dev one, which is like, hey, well, at first I was writing some slides, and then I realized I was kind of using an old library, and I was like, what's the new version of this library? And they're like, oh, slide dev. And I was like, okay. And then I'd asked, is there a skill for writing slides with slide dev? And there was. And the skill first, because security, I looked up the skill on GitHub, and it was actually created by the creator of slide dev. Here, slide dev. Oh, and the creator of slide dev, yeah, made the skill, so I felt pretty comfortable, downloading that markdown and knowing it wasn't malicious. Yeah.
Cool. I learned something. I didn't know that this is a skill. I just found there's another meta skill. If you want to build your custom skill, there is like the skill creator skill.
Yeah.
And I found that quite funny because it basically prompts you through your code base and asks you how you want to build your skill. Before we go into the custom skill, because we built the task manager, so FP has a CLI, and it has skills as well, but it also has a plugin. Maybe it's worth mentioning what is the difference between a skill and a plugin. I would explain it the following, and you can add
All right,
to it.
great. I feel like I don't explain it well, so I'm like, I'm in school.
You are in school. No, I mean, you also have to. Yeah, well, I would say the skill mainly is a markdown file, which is only like a recipe of how Claude should behave. But a plugin is more like the full cookbook, so it can come with markdowns, but also with coding scripts, with MCP servers. So it is more like the full book. Well, if you have the skill, it might be only the recipe. That's how I would explain this.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, it's basically like scripts and additional, more than just a description. Yeah, that seems like the appropriate way. But a plugin could also just be several skills. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, if we, yeah, I don't know. Um, should we talk about the the funny one, the what was it, the skill creator skill, like
Yes.
that way? I mean, it's quite easy. I was amazed at how it worked. Maybe I can share now my screen because
Did
I
you
had it.
build a skill with the skill builder skill?
Sorry.
Did you build a skill with the skill builder skill?
Yes, I did. um, let's see. If that works. Do you see my screen?
Oh, I see your screen and I see us repeated ad infinitum.
That's not good. Now I can't wait. I have a window problem here.
Yeah, I really wish we should hook up like an audio channel where I can like anytime that we need to switch screens or find something, there can be a little like
Waiting line
Boston
music.
Delta music. Yeah.
Okay, I think this is better now because now I can move.
Whoa.
So now you see my IDE, right?
No, I see uh our window.
Oh, no, it says you are sharing your entire screen.
Oh, I love it when it says that and then it doesn't do that.
And it doesn't do it, no. Oh no. Oh. I remember now the awkward situation that we had in our team meeting where the same thing happened. If you remember, where I
Oh, I
shared the
remember.
button.
Yeah. It was yeah. I forgot that's possible. You can actually share the toolbar that says you are now sharing your screen, which is a very like meta experience.
It only allows me to share a window, which is now it's
Yeah, that's a good demo. You are sharing your entire screen. Thank you, but we are not. That's it's such a it's like a brain teaser.
Okay, I'm super sorry for that, but I'm maybe explanation. I switched from Arc to use the Zen browser, and I don't know. It worked before. I could share my entire screen with Zen before. I don't know what happened last week and why it stopped. Yeah.
Do you want to? Is the code public? And maybe I could.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's a very good idea because I published the code today. So let's share this window. And let's go to GitHub. And there it is. You see my screen, right? Or you see at least the window with the FP Learn skill. Brett? Are you still there? No, he is not. Oh no!
God, oh my gosh, this is great. This is so good. I know I got booted. Okay.
Okay,
All
one more
right.
time.
Take
I'm so
3. Okay. I did miss the okay, so it's at your personal GitHub.
Yes, what? I share my screen right now. Oh no,
Yep.
Jesus.
It's okay. I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna
Wait.
get back on course.
You see my screen right now, right?
I do see your browser.
Yeah, the browser. Now you see.
Oh, yeah, I see your GitHub.
Yeah.
Okay, FP Learn skill. Okay, let me find it.
That is the one. And yeah, I mean, you need to have the task manager installed, like for FP, and then it is kind of a wrapper around the phase FP plan, implement, and review. So
Yeah.
it adds a few things here. Before you start in a repo, it would ask you, what are your learning goals? So what do you like to keep learning while implementing? And then based on that, it will create the plan accordingly with labels for do-it-yourself, if you could do it yourself, and delegate if you can delegate to an AI agent because it's out of your learning scope. And yeah, then it also tracks and asks you how you learned during the way, and then it creates quiz questions based out of your code base and the learning journey you have. And I found that quite interesting. And it mainly consists, like, you have the skills bundled up here in a zip file, but this is basically the different templates it uses. So there are also more MD files, the big skill MD, but also some asset that includes the templates for the learning goals, which it will ask you initially. The progress template comes for each different phase, and then the quiz template generates those quizzes.
Nice. If I shared my terminal, do you think we could get it up and running in the last 5 to 10 minutes?
Yes, sure. If you.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling daring. Okay. So, all right.
It's funny you say you are in the learning mode, but I put you in the driver's seat without like. Okay, it's Zen's browser's fault. Then browser put you in the.
No, we don't play the blame game, but they know what they did. All right.
Also, it's me because I should have checked it before. Okay, what do you want to say?
Oh, what should I do? What are we learning?
What do you want to learn, or what do you want to build? I think you need to think of something you want to build as a project, and then also of something you want to learn while building.
Okay. All right. I should probably, in the interest of time, go with the first thing that came to mind, which was Open2E, which is a terminal user interface. I could go with like learning how to build stuff with Open2E. So learning Open2E. We'll go in there. So I should FP init, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to do that. We'll call it O2E. So I'm in there with O2E. I already have the Claude Code plugin set up. So I'll say don't need to reinstall it. And then at this point, what would I do? So is it funx skills add and then the nlayer/fp learn skill?
Does it work like this?
Let's check. Yes. So
Yeah, okay.
add a learning layer to FP project blank. So what it did right now is that's the path to the GitHub repo. It wants to add the FP learn skill. Let's see here. I want it to universal. I also want to do it for Claude Code. So I'll do that. Select a Claude Code, enter, and we will commit it with the project. And yeah, we'll symlink it. Let's install. And now if I check Claude, so now in my directory, so in my project I have this .claude, and if I do ls.claude, I see directory skills, and inside that fp learn, and then I have the skill.md right there. So if I boot up Claude, I call mine Clyde, which I think we've talked about.
I was wondering, is that okay? So it's Clyde. Hi, Clyde.
Yeah, Clyde. Clyde is when I want to bypass permissions, which I do for demos a lot. So there's not a lot of the security theater. And it sounds like a cowboy. I like Clyde. All right. So in this case, I would like to learn with FP how to build a basic TUI with Open TUI library. I would like to use Bun as a package manager, please. Help me set up an example project and series of tasks to help me learn how to build a TUI. Is that okay? Is that a decent starting prompt?
I mean, yeah, I normally have, well, let's see what it does, because you don't have, like, you haven't specified what kind of TUI you want to build. So
Okay.
let's see if it will ask you. Interesting to see how it behaves, because normally the idea would be you already have a concrete, it's not only the learning, but it's already something you want to build for real, like a website or like a backend, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Think of something you want to implement, but then maybe you integrate it with a new library, and because you want to have a little bit more understanding of the library,
Yeah.
you still want to do those tasks yourself.
I just realized I should probably do FP setup Claude. If I didn't already, because that will help Claude here understand what we're working with. Okay. So that actually, oops, that in the, okay, so I'm in learning OpenTUI. When I ran FP setup Claude, what happened was I got this fp underscore Claude file right here. And if we cat fp Claude into, what's it called? Glow. Glow is a good CLI for rendering Markdown in your terminal, by the way. You can see that these are kind of like the baseline additional instructions we like to add to Claude MD to really like hammer home how to use FP. They are not strictly necessary because we also have the skills that are installed. But hopefully that kind of helps this Clyde over here understand how to use FP as well.
I'm wondering, what is your Claude saying on the left-hand side?
Yeah, it's doing a lot of web research, which I'm not loving, but I think it's okay. It's looking at the, well, I guess it needs to do that. So it's looking at the OpenTUI API in docs. I'm assuming that it's, oh, actually, this is great. Wow, how did it know? DeepWiki. All right, we're gonna do a little, what do you call it? Learning session. So DeepWiki, I've not looked super hard into this, but the intuition tracks even from like 2 years ago. So my understanding, we should probably look it up though, is basically it's like auto-generated wikis for code bases. And what the reason that this exists is that oftentimes, so like, yes, coding agents are extremely good at understanding code, and they're good at like executing commands to look at sections of your code base. However, they are language models at the end of the day, and they understand language the best. So this was like an early technique from 2023 and 2024, which is like summarize your code base as a wiki, and the ability to do search across it to find functionality and understand what it does improves like categorically. So I'm fairly certain this is what DeepWiki does. Yeah. So it just builds a wiki from the code base itself, and that's pretty cool. So it was interesting to see. I don't know how it got there, but Claude.
Oh, interesting. It also starts creating the issues. If you don't provide enough learning information, it would ask you, or it should prompt you to ask about your learning goals and like your level of like what is your level with OpenTUI right now.
Oh, okay.
So it will also try to understand if you know already a few things. But I see it creates already the issues. So
Yeah. Well, so I would say, let's see here.
can you see already the ones that we have? FP.
Yeah, we can dig into that. So I've got the O2E project. So I'm going to open, just for the sake of seeing things in a bit more, pretty. It looks like it. Okay, it built out a bit of a parent issue and some child issues related to learning OpenTUI. And it does specify like a learning goal and things like that. Yeah, okay. I think I needed to tell it to invoke the FP learn skill real quick. And now, boom, now we're at the crux of your skill.
Yeah, now you are actually there where it should start, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, no, I think it still works because it's like I didn't come with an idea, and it did kind of give one for me, but it's like build a system monitor TUI. That's good. Like if my overall goal is to understand how OpenTUI works and renders things into a terminal, this is actually a very good project.
But if you go back to the CLI to see the questions, what is interesting here is because maybe you're only interested, like this was like you want to learn the whole concept of OpenTUI, but this really is like what I like about the FP learning skill is that now when it asks you, is there a specific area of interest you want to dig deeper in, for example? So if you just say the first one, the TUI rendering concepts, and you would say the other ones are not in your interest area, what that means is for your project where you build with OpenTUI, it means that the task where you don't have learning focus, it will still delegate to an AI agent. So the AI agent can implement those. So that makes you quick, but still gives you some focus area in a project for some of the areas at least.
Yeah. I'm going to say these are pretty much all important to me.
You want to learn everything, Brad.
And let's see here. I am familiar. All right, cool. So yeah, now it's asking like, what's my experience? And it's like, I'm familiar. What do I want to reach by the end? I'll say intermediate and submit. I like this.
Yeah, I mean the question. Yeah, well.
But this is also what I like about this too is that this kind of shows you can start with like a task list of something, and then you could layer in your learning goal on top. So like we already built, a small plan, and then now I can just invoke the FP learn skill, and it starts to tailor that plan into things that I should actually do.
Yeah, and then it starts classifying the tasks. Yeah, yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and then you get those labels, I think for your case, because you want to learn everything, you get a lot of do-it-yourself labels, but then also if there would be, I mean, if it's something that you have done already, it could like if you have done in one component the one thing and then it's only repetition, it would maybe delegate. If you have skipped one of the learning goals, it would also just delegate it to AI. And yeah, I think this is a little bit harder for this one because you said I want to learn OpenTUI as a thing, as a whole thing. But the
Yeah.
idea is indeed how you said, if you have already an implementation plan and let's say you bring in a new library to implement something,
Yeah.
like, or I don't know, you want to start with authentication or something like that, it would ask you which type or what you want to learn during that phase. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think another thing that I really like is it's tempting to go and just like fire off and build things that you otherwise would not be able to. But there will come a point where you need to understand the system or like what you made. And it is like, so like auth is a good example. You can very quickly have needs for a relatively novel authentication solution. So being guided through that implementation in some way, shape, or form, and like learning the concepts behind it would be quite important. And typically that could happen if you were like on a team and learning from a seasoned colleague who has done it before. But if that is not possible for you, then this kind of opens up that world. And I like that.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, also if you have own side projects, I mean,
Yeah.
I just can say I built the Astro site now, and I also wanted to integrate with a content management system, which is key static. So I told basically that I want to learn more about key static while setting this up. So it basically also is the thing of things that you think that is boring and that takes time, right? So you have to init the whole project yourself. It's not done by AI. You have
Yeah.
to go through it and read about it, but that also gives you more confidence later if AI is delegating a certain things. You already understood how the project is set up and you can understand the structure and all of it. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's a good way also to make sure that you are able to review all of your AI agent code.
Yeah. Very cool. All right. I'm going to stop sharing.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for putting yourself into the driver's seat. And I really have to fix this issue with not being able to share the full screen. Unfortunately, I cannot ask Claude for it, I think. So
It's okay. I think mostly people will remember when I accidentally left the stream.
that was funny too.
Yeah, I meant to hit Command Shift B to hide my bookmarks, and instead I hit Command Shift H, which apparently just leaves the page, goes to your homepage in Chrome.
And because I was sharing my screen and was looking at my screen, I didn't see you. I was
like, are you there?
Yeah.
Why
Wait, are you
is it
still
quiet?
there? Yeah, that was the situation actually. But hey, we are back now. I think that was great. We talked about skills, a little bit about plugins, and yeah, I think that's useful in general if you work with Claude to look what skills are available because it is not only, yeah, I mean, it gives you so much more power when building.
Yeah, I think my closing note is going to be one of the funnest parts of skills is how extensible it makes any agent, right? So building your own skill is profoundly simple and can save you a lot of time, especially once you've realized you're using something and you're like, I need to teach this thing how to reliably do this behavior. Or especially like I love it in the learning case because that's a different like mindset for the agent to engage in, and you're just priming it to like, hey, think about how we're interacting in this different way. That extensibility is very fun. It allows you to like kind of tinker with your agent in certain ways, and we are well aware of that while building FP. And so even while so the teaser of things to come is like FP should be more extensible, just like that. And when I saw the way that your skill did things, I loved the idea that you can kind of tag things in titles and put DIY. But then part of me is like, you should be able to extend FP to add tags like that and be able to respond to information in different ways. So being able to like build additional skills on top of FP, along with like extending the data model and things like that. I feel like that's going to be a very fun series of episodes for us.
Yes, I think also probably for other people trying it out because they might have different use cases or they want to tinker it slightly different than it is like in the initial setup, right? So if you want to
Yeah.
do slightly things differently with it, um, cool. But I think there's more to come and I'm excited for it. So I would say we can end the stream on time and I'm looking forward to next week where we will keep our conversation around everything agentic coding, Claude Code Skills, FP. And yeah, I would say see you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Command Shift